Hello, everybody, and welcome to F1 Down Under. My name's Heidi,
And I'm Matt.
and this is our sprint race reaction to the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, what a sprint it was! Very exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it was interesting they had to start it twice.
Yes, two formation laps due to a paparazzi being in turn one. At first, I thought it was a technical fault by the FIA, but no.
No, and I think I've had a quick look, and I think they've always been able to take photos there, but they decided it was unsafe, which, when you look at it, it probably was.
Having 20 cars running down in turn one, I don't think it's the best place to be a camera.
Yeah, no fencing, so yeah, pretty dangerous. So they've changed it this time, so that's good.
Yes.
But the race in itself,
Yes, I'm surprised they managed to make it around turn one cleanly, so well done to all the drivers. So,
yeah, good clean start. I think Leclerc had quite a pretty good
yes, he
jumped up a couple of places.
managed to gain 4 places in the first lap. I had to watch that several times. I was like, what's going on? There was so much going on. We had a good battle between Piastri, Norris, and Verstappen in lap one. And then further down, we had Perez gaining places, Leclerc gaining places. So there's many gaining places in that first lap.
Yeah, yeah, I think Magnussen did all right as well.
Yes. But the main battle, I think, that was interesting for me definitely was the battle between Norris, Piastri, and Verstappen. I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
yeah. Well, it's good to have some actual racing at the front of the field, isn't it? Yeah, it was nice to see. I think Norris put a lot of pressure on Max and made a great move,
He did make a great move, got into the lead,
and then left the door open.
but then left the door open, which then left the door open for Piastri. And fair play to him, he overtook Norris. And then I said this when watching it, he controlled the race. He just seemed much calmer on the track, taking the corners a lot better, smoother, a lot more controlled.
Yeah, I think there's probably psychology there. I think Piastri's going to be happy with second, whereas Norris wants to win.
Yes.
So once Piastri got into second, he's like, right, I just need to keep that there.
And it's a sprint and you don't have to pit as well. So I think it's more that I think it was a race. He did have a go at Max, but then once he realised, yeah, these tyres have got to last 24 laps, 23 laps, because there was
Yeah,
two formation laps, 23 laps. I'm not going to make it, and I've got to make these tyres last. So,
yeah. I think a little bit of time management came in
mm,
through that race because of that. But yeah, it was a nice battle. Nice to see the pressure. Red Bull didn't gallop off, and let's face it, Perez was pretty much stuck. He didn't really progress after the start at all.
no,
So yeah, bodes well for the main race.
no. And even at the end of the race, when time management had kind of finished and they wanted to push again, Lando Norris couldn't get past his teammates.
Yeah,
So I think that was no team orders.
no, and it's too short a race. I think it's too short a race. I don't think even if the Piastri had moved over it, Norris wasn't going to catch and actually overtake Verstappen. So I think it's nice that McLaren let them race, and that's the result.
But it does show their pace, so that was kind of
Yeah,
exciting. But further down, there was a good battle between George, Science, and Lewis in a bit of a DRS train, but it was good racing.
yeah, yeah. And then yes, Russell got past Science in the end.
Yes, but there was still that DRS train behind Russell, but it was still good. Is Lewis going to overtake, kind of trying to throw Science off?
Yeah, I think Science said he had struggled with his brakes afterwards. So
But that was a good mini battle to watch throughout the race.
yeah, that
So,
those top four teams are all getting a lot closer.
yes.
And then penalties.
Yes. Now, I want your interpretation of this. So Nico Hulkenberg, well, he locked up, didn't he?
Yeah,
And then he stayed on the track though,
yeah.
and Alonso was behind him and took evasive action. I would call it evasive action, so he wouldn't crash the car.
It's a really, yeah. I mean, it is a really slow corner, so you can go in a little hot. To be fair, I think Hulkenberg stayed in the track. He, jumped Alonso. To me, that wasn't a penalty. I mean, I've seen overtakes like that at that corner in Austria a lot. Um, so I think it was a bit. I personally think it was a bit harsh. 10-second penalty.
I mean, if you look behind, Daniel Ricciardo outbraked him and he was behind him.
Yeah,
And so the fact that
he didn't.
Alonso he got penalty for pushing Alonso out when, if you look, Daniel outbraked him and got past him. Well,
Well, I mean, it was a combination, wasn't it? I
stayed
mean,
behind
Alonso
him.
did have to. He went particularly wide and had to go. He did have to go off because of that, but then Nico locked the brake. But then that's is he trying? He's not trying it anyway. He got the penalty. I don't think it. I don't hope they don't do more penalties like that.
Because I feel like for that was just a combination of the corner being one, a slow corner, two, he locked up, three, Alonso did take evasive action, but it was evasive action, not Nico's fault, and he was the driver behind.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was.
He didn't. It wasn't side by side action, so it wasn't causing a collision.
My biggest worry is if that puts people off at trying to overtake there, because it's one of there's there in turn four are the kind of main places to overtake, and it'll make it a bit of a procession if people aren't going to try up the inside at that point. But I guess we'll have to see what happens in the race.
Yes, but it's a lot closer and much more exciting. So we'll have to see about the main race.
All
So we'll
right.
see you in the next video. Bye.